So in yesterday's video I owned up to the fact that I'd cut the piece that goes up to the fireplace too short by 1 centimeter. I've cut a new piece today, and what you can see here, I've used the miter saw to make a cut here, and a jigsaw to do this in order to match the fireplace. I just tried it up there and it's just a little bit proud. I think it's enough. I can just take it off with sandpaper, so I'm going to work on that here now. I'm worried to cut again, otherwise I'll make it too small again. So I'm going to try with sandpaper now and go and give it another fit. Okay, just checking back in. I've been doing a lot of work without videoing. That difficult piece by the fireplace, I've now managed to get it to size, and there it is. That's the profile of the fireplace. I'll show you it upstairs as well. I used a jigsaw, etc., but I also sanded it to get the nice curves. So I'm very happy with that, and it fits pretty well. So what I'm doing now is starting to work on the other side of the fireplace, which is going to have the same detail on this end, and we'll have the 45 degree, i.e. 22.5 cut on this side with the miter. So I'm going to get on and do that, and I'll show you again when this one's in place as well. Good morning, it's Thursday the 20th of March, and the temperature today is meant to hit 20 degrees. I'm already in a t-shirt, fantastic. So I'm continuing with one of my tasks set by Mrs. Jones, which is the skirting board in my son's bedroom. So I'm just about to cut the straight piece, and then I'll be using my templates to make sure I cut it in the right directions before bringing it up, taking it upstairs to see if it fits okay. I'm happy with the other work I've done so far, especially as it's the first time I have ever done this. Anyway, I'll get on with the cutting. So that's a 1.70 m length cut, and you see this time I actually supported it the other end. The previous time I did a long cut, I didn't support it and it fell off. I'm learning as I go along. Okay, been upstairs, use my template to make sure which direction it has to slope. I know this may sound stupid, probably you can see this in your mind, but I can't. I'm very good at 2D AutoCAD, but 3D I'm useless. My brain can't picture it. So for me, it's better to have a template to make sure that it's right. Now I've transferred this. I know where the cut has to be on this long piece so that I don't waste any more wood. Anyway, it's a 45 degree angle up there. So this is set to 22.5, and hopefully it's going to fit perfectly. Well, rather than have you just trust me, I thought I'd bring the camera up. Here is one piece in across there, another piece along here. These are not screwed in yet. I got the piece in there and I did my best to go around the shape of the fireplace. The same here. I've got a 90 degree 45 and I got a 45 here. And as you can see, this piece that wall isn't exactly flat. So this piece is about 1 millimeter too long. But I can take that out when I do my 45 degree cut, which I'll do just now. I'll take this back down and do it. So we're getting there. Okay, tea break over. I now need to cut the other end. The one that I showed you upstairs is a bit too long. So I normally mark back 25 millimeters for the angled cut. That brings it about right. I'm just going to go to 26 on this one to make up for the fact that this is slightly too long at the top. Well, that piece fitted perfectly lengthwise, but what I can see is when I did the plastering, I think by the time I got to that part of the room I was getting pretty sick of it, and my wall is not flat, so there are going to be some shims involved, but it's just a lesson. I should have taken more care over getting the wall absolutely flat. The rest of the room is okay, but that one piece there is considerably out. It's quite a few millimeters, so a bit inexcusable really. But anyway, nothing that some shims, and a little bit of caulking won't sort out. Right, I got a piece here for the next straight piece. It already has a 45-degree cut at that side, that end, and it's going to be 91 centimeters long, and this is going to do the piece near the door. So I'll just get on and do this and take it up. Well, that's the last piece for the corner. 45-degree on this because it's a 90-degree corner. A nice small piece. That's it complete. So now time for some lunch, and then I will probably set up for bringing it all back down and priming it. I want to prime the back and all the edges just in case that room is a bit damp. I don't want it affecting the skirting boards. It's MDF. It's very, very compact, very hard. I'm quite impressed with it. Anyway, okay, let's get some lunch and we'll get on with priming. I'm using my iPhone to record this because it's got a wider angle lens on it. So this is the skirting board so far. It's not perfect yet. I've got shimming to do. There'll be a bit of caulking to do, etc. But it gives an idea of where we are after all this time working away at it. Okay, progress. Okay, unsurprisingly, the floor is not exactly flat, so we've got slightly differing gap as we move along the skirting, but it's worse here behind actually where the radiator is going to be, but it's not so good over this side as well. So what I have done is run a pencil along, marking areas that are to be shaved off. And there's areas over there and over there. Yeah, this is something I saw on YouTube, and the person doing it used a small hand plane. I'm actually thinking of doing this rather delicately with a hand sander. And I mean, the worst that could happen is if I mess up my edge, in which case I go back to putting a beading around it, which was the original plan. So I'll get started on this next. And once I've done this, I'll do a quick fit, and then I'll do the priming. Okay, I sanded the one length of skirting board and took it back up and put it down, and it's a huge improvement. It's now very flat to the floorboards, even though the floorboards do undulate. So that's a success. It didn't totally cure it, and silly me, I should have understood why from the start. It would need a few passes with the pencil in to get it absolutely flat. I mean, basically, this isn't an exaggeration. If I run my pencil along, and I run it along, and I run it along here, and I sand off the bottom, obviously this piece has a long way to go. When I put it back, I would do it and it would be further up, and so on. The fact the gaps are very small. I'm not sure if you can actually see this one here. It's we're a bit proud here, and then we come down, and then we're a bit proud here, and we're a bit proud there, but it's not much. It's about 1 millimeter. So I'll take these out, and I think this one will also be fine. But just don't fall into the same trap as me and think that one pass is going to achieve it, because if what you take off these isn't as big as this gap, then you're not going to get it absolutely flush. As I said, the one that's up there is good. I'm now going to do this one. I'm using a hand sander mainly because it's controllable and I'm not likely to do any damage. If I use my Black & Decker plane, electric plane, I could easily damage a piece of wood and then end up having to do it all again. I'd prefer to put in the physical effort and use a sander. And this stuff is relatively soft, but I do have to wear a mask because I believe MDF can be quite toxic. The glue they're using, it can be quite toxic. So I am using a mask. Anyway, I'm going to do this one, and then that'll be the end of it. And I'll be ready for at last I'll be ready for the priming. Okay, I've come to a sunnier part of the garden, which gets the evening sun, to prime the skirting boards. I'm going to be using Zinsser Cover Stain Interior and External Primer, Sealer and Stain Killer. I found this is really good. I used it upstairs previously on the other woodwork, and it was very, very good indeed. So I will be using this. And then on top of that, I'll be putting a white silk, silk finish. I don't like high gloss anymore, so it's a silk finish. Anyway, I'll get on and do this, and hopefully this will dry before evening. It is very quick to dry because I want to get these inside. Okay, it's the end of quite a long day. Quite a lot achieved today. So these are the 3 main pieces of skirting board, and they've been primed both sides. They're just drying now. They should be dry enough. I'll be able to lift them and put them into the garage for tonight. Unfortunately, tomorrow morning I have to be elsewhere. I've got to chop up a large tree that's fallen down in a friend's garden. So that's going to be, I'm going to be using my chainsaw and all my tools to cut up a tree. I would like to get this finished, but no doubt tomorrow afternoon I'll be back working on this again, and hopefully be screwing these pieces to the wall. Anyway, it's been a good day, and thoroughly enjoyed myself.